Hey, welcome to the second course video for the song Page from BAND-MAID and their 2019 album CONQUEROR. I'm musically malnourished and you're on my journey to go deep and wide in discovering new music and artists. In these videos, we do a deep dive into the lyrics and meaning behind the music. So let's get in, see what's going on with this song. Okay, Page is a quiet declaration of renewal, choosing to move forward without abandoning sensitivity. Rather than forcing confidence or erasing doubt, the song embraces intuition, impermanence, and self-trust. Miku frames growth as something gentle, lifting your head, listening inward, allowing the world to guide you through subtle signals. Life moves quickly, beauty fades, and change is unavoidable. But within that motion lies the freedom to live honestly and beautifully as yourself. It's not about reinvention through rebellion, but rebirth through awareness. Wow, that's an epic line. All right, I don't want to keep looking down. I want to look up at the clouds. Don't forget to love yourself. So obviously just this picture of walking through life head down. And some days that's hard, right? Some days it's really hard to pick your head up. Even yesterday, it's like a very simple thing. Like my wife and I had to take care of an errand that I just really didn't want to do. And I was in a little bit of a funk about it. And the whole time I'm like, stop being in a funk about it. Like you're hanging out with your wife. And she wasn't happy about what we had to take care of either. But man, the whole time I'm just trying to preach to my soul, like, hey, this isn't a bad thing. Make the most of the moment. And some days, man, and especially, when it's not something trivial, that's really hard to do. But if you can, no matter what's going on in the day, no matter the monotony of it, no matter what you're in, if there's some ability to pick your head up, right? Don't want to just keep looking down. Look up at the clouds. Don't forget to love yourself. All at once, the days whirl by, dazzling as they turn. You can shine. Come on, lift your face, start a new page. I take one step forward, guided by the quiet scent of the world. I am myself. As everything shifts and changes, the world and I begin to color each other. Now, I've been trying to work more closely with these translations and really cross-check them between other translators as well to try to retain as much as possible, because I do realize even in the kind of English flow translation we've been using, I've been trying to pull in and retain some of Miku's poetry. The challenge is that, again, between Japanese and English, it's not just necessarily, their customs. That's part of it, but some of it is also just the writer's intent. Poetry is challenging sometimes to understand, even when it's not in a different language. And so I've been working hard to try to compare translations and produce something that still retains that poetic language while still trying to help explain the intent behind it. So that's what you'll find more here. So especially within this one, the days whirl by, dazzling as they turn. I take one step forward, guided by the quiet scent of the world. This was a big one too that I was working toward, because the first translation that I was given, I just didn't feel like really hit the mark of what Miku was saying, because it is this idea of being sensitive, right, to the things going on throughout the day, allowing some amount of intuition to guide you. If you kind of think about it as a hunting dog, I don't know if you've ever been hunting with a dog. I'm not a big hunter, but I've been on a few. And I've done like some quail hunts and things like that. And you have a dog, that sniffs out where they're at and then spooks them. But if you think about a dog, a hunting dog, man, they're incredible. And so all they're doing is moving throughout the world, trying to pick up on these different scents. And then when they catch something that's like, oh, they move toward that. And I think too, as people, that's something we kind of want to walk. If you walk with your head down, you're like in this malaise about your days. And that's easy to be in, especially when things aren't going very well. But I think if we're not careful, we miss out on great opportunities, whether that's opportunity to connect with somebody or take advantage of an opportunity. And so there is this ability to move throughout your day, not just like focused on you, but aware of your surroundings, and also opportunities that are not selfish, right? If we want to be aware of the opportunities to help another person, because maybe there's another person, and there are a few things in this world that will lift your head. There are a few things in this world that will lift your head more than lifting someone else's head. And if we go through our days just with our head down, just focused on us, in some ways pity party mode, you miss out on the opportunity that maybe there's somebody that's also in that same place. And I'm telling you, if you can sniff out opportunities like that, and an encouraging word to somebody else, a helping hand, and you lift their head, I'm telling you, boom, that's one way to lift your head. The world and I begin to color each other. I think it's an important thing because it's you leaving a mark, but at the same time, the world is also, affecting you for better or for worse, hopefully ultimately for better. And I think even that word color probably is indicative of a positive change. Listen to the voice inside your heart. Mirror, please reflect me as I am. Stay beautiful. You should move on, move on. One day we will all scatter. So if that's inevitable, then like a flower, I bloom vividly, beautifully. No matter what anyone says, I won't stop. Definitely. So I think the recognition is obviously in the same way, like a flower, that a flower will fade, a flower will wither, it will scatter into the wind. Then you want to bloom, like in the time that you have. We all have time here on this earth. We don't know how much time, but we all have a time. And while we're here, man, and you have to think too, like flowers, they go through stuff, right? Especially if you're talking about like a wildflower. And I would say most of us in life, we're probably more representative of wildflowers than we are of something in like some protected environment, because we're given to heat, to cold, to the winds, to rain, to animals that want to come and destroy us. And so even within that is this ability in the time that we have to bloom. And there will be seasons of cutting away and seasons of kind of withering and then new life. But I think the whole thing here is like, one day we will all scatter. If that's inevitable, while I'm here, let me bloom, man. And that's my hope and my prayer for each and every one of you listening, that in the time that you have on this earth, you can bloom. Even if all we do is lose things, if we wear ourselves honestly without hiding, the scenery begins to smile. It's all right. Set yourself free even more. I think it's that same sentiment, right? We will all lose things. We will all encounter difficulty. But if we wear ourselves honestly without hiding, the scenery begins to smile, that you can find something beautiful and positive. Take a deep breath. Being just as you are is enough. This moment exists only now. There are feelings that can only be touched here once. I'll be reborn again. This is a really great line. There are feelings that this moment exists only now. There are feelings that can only be touched here once. I think speaks to that idea of taking advantage of the day, right? You only have today. And while you have today, try hard to make the most of this day, even in the simple things in life. Yeah, see, this is that line I was talking about. Let yourself be swayed by the subtle sense around you. So be swayed by scent, not literal smell, intuition, atmosphere, emotional awareness. Suggest moving forward while remaining sensitive to the world's quiet guidance. And I would argue, you know, in much of the world, a high EQ is in some ways more valuable than a high IQ. We live in an age where you can learn almost anything. Information is at our fingertips. There are courses, even like more formal education through online classes are more available to most people. So whether it be books or the internet or YouTube, there's so much information. But one of the things that I think fewer people develop is EQ, emotional intelligence. And so you can have an high IQ, but even knowing how to exercise that and when to exercise that IQ is really guided by having a strong emotional intelligence, understanding the situation, being aware again, like yesterday, like I mentioned, just feeling in that funk and having the emotional awareness to realize like, okay, hey, this is stupid. Like, you don't want to stay in this place. Is this really how you want to spend the next 2 hours? Instead, can you maybe find a way to make the most of this moment? Because even if you are just going to do this monotonous task and neither of you are super happy about it, have fun together. Maybe I can brighten my wife's day a little bit, lift her head, which I can't say I necessarily, I mean, I tried a little bit, but I was definitely struggling, just to be honest. But maybe after paying attention to this song a little bit more, it can help continue to help me do that. Be swayed by scent. All right, a beautiful song. Well, let me know your thoughts in the comments, and we'll have a conversation there. Thanks for being with me for this one. I hope to see you in the next one, because we're eating good.